Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm working on a border here, since that's what we're working on today, or I want to show you today. The one I'm doing right now is a spiked curved border, or a curved spike border. Let me get this one sewn on and I'll show you the completed block. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Cut those threads. And there's nothing like a beautiful pieced border to complete a quilt. Even just a simple quilt can really be dressed up and totally look different with a border. Now this one is, if I remember right, this is the 10 by 16 curved border. You can see that the spikes make a curve. Let me... You can see it goes up and down, just continues for as long as you want to make it. And when I cut for this one, I cut all my pieces the same size. These are all my pieces all ready to go. And then I kind of cut them down as I go, because you never know. You don't know if it's going to be a long piece or a long piece or a short piece. So I just cut them all the same. And the pieces I cut off, I put in the bin for a mini quilt or whatever. You know, I don't throw anything bigger than 1.5 or so by 1.5. Anyway, so I'm doing this one. I'll bring it over and show you. I'm going to show you a few here just to give you an idea. This one is a dog tooth or a sawtooth border. Sawtooth border is just like half square triangles. Our border blocks come in strips, so you can make it whatever length you need it, either by sewing several together or doing one individual. I mean, whatever the length is of the strips, I forget. But you can make it whatever length you want it. You guys haven't seen this quilt. This one's been put away for quite a while. When I quilted it, I got fancy here. It's just, this is our pineapple block number 2, where all your corners are all the same size triangles. And what it does is a little show and tell besides borders. See if you can see it. It's alternated. So the flying geese stand out like a sashing. They end up being a sashing to these potted plant blocks. And I have butterflies flying around in the garden. Okay, this is our pineapple blossom quilt, but the border is made up from the Majestic Mountains block. The purple right here, this is one block. And that is the Majestic Mountains. And I alternated their placement. So I'll open this up a little bit too. Give you a better idea of what it looks like. I love this quilt, and this is a really quick quilt to make. Oh, I think Bingo's gonna join us. Hey, Bingo. Yeah. Okay, this one is a Heart in the Cabin table topper, and it has the braid border. And I love the braid border. I just think that it could be around just the plainest of plain quilts, and it would be beautiful. It really adds so much. Love it. And here we have another spiked border. This is on the Tequila Sunrise, and it's just a straight border. All the peaks are all the same size. And this is, gotta look at my cheat sheet here. This is the 4x12. Yeah, that's a block, if you can, between my hands. It's 12 inches and 4 inches high. And my borders come in, the spike, 4 inches by 10 inches for the straight spiked border. The curved spiked borders, I showed you the 10 by 16. It also comes in a 5 by 14, a 4 by 12, and a 2 by 10. And this is kind of a middle border on this quilt, which is never going to see the light of day. This was the first quilt I did on my long arm, and the tension was so awful, and I didn't realize it until I had quite a bit done. Now this is the one I'm working on, and this one has a double, what I consider a double border. This is a little sneak peek. This pattern's not out yet. But we're working on it. This is that curved spiked border. But I also did a border of just a square and a square. I believe these are the 4-inch. Yep, 4-inch square and a square. That works great as a border. You can just make a ton of blocks and sew them together, and you've got these blocks are so simple to make on our product because you don't have to worry about the biased edges. But it makes a great border. But like I say, in this case, I made a middle border. And this is the one I was talking about with the applique. So that's all you get to see today. Whoops. And then this is our migrating Lone Star and we have the migrating geese here, and I just did 2 sections. It comes in at, let me see if it tells you what size. No, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 10-inch. 10 inches long, 10 inches long. You can see how it's done. Very simple to do. And I think it's a pretty impressive little border. I like it very, very much. And I also have this border in a larger size. This one is 6 inches wide. It's a 6-inch wide border. And the package has 128 inches of border. I have not done it all the way around a quilt. I like it just in a section, like geese are flying away. This is the Nyla Star table topper pattern, by the way. But the migrating geese are available just in a package of just the geese. And let's see, that has 128 inches in length of migrating geese. Now, you've all seen this quilt, the Modern Sampler, but this border is awesome. You can use it out on the edge for your last border, or in this case, it's a middle border between two plain strips, border strips of fabric. There's a lot of pieces in each block, but it makes a gorgeous, especially if you lay out your colors right, you can get just a beautiful, beautiful pattern. Let's see. And I have, this is a baby t-shirt quilt. I don't think this pattern is on the website. It is. If anybody's interested, you can send me a message. I made my Benjamin one of these. I bought him 12 shirts, different sizes, baby shirts, and I bought 2 of each one, and I kept one set so I could make him a quilt. It's all out of flannel, and he wore the shirts, but then he has a brand new quilt made. The idea is like for 1-year birthday, to take 12 of the shirts that they've worn over the year and make it into a little quilt. But this has a ribbon border. With these prints, it's kind of hard to see the ribbon design. But that's it. But I love this quilt. And I made the boys, for him, for Benjamin. And I wanted to make a baby girl quilt. There's no girls in our family, just Laura and me. But I just thought this was the cutest little quilt. I love this little black one with her pearls. But anyway, so that's just an idea of some of our borders. A little show and tell here. We have a dogtooth border that stands 3 1/4 inches high, and the package comes with 252 inches in length. And we have our flying geese, and we have those in 1 by 2 inches, and that package has 224 running inches. We have a 1.5 by 3 inch, which I don't have up here on the board. And then we have the 2 by 4, which is probably the most common size. And that one has 288 inches in length. We have 2.5 by 5, and then we have the 3 inch by 6 inch. And that package contains 216 inches. We have the diamond border. If you want to see it used, it's Lone Star and Diamonds. I use this as an inner border on that one. Let's see, I think that's, we have the sawtooth border I showed you. That's 2 inches wide by 240 inches in length. The ribbon border, this one is 3 inches wide. The other one, the one that's on the website, is 4 inches wide. The braid border finishes at 3.5 inches. I have a sweetheart border. It's hearts, so the scallops are on the outside edge. I am going to be making that as a project in a week or two, so you'll want to watch for that and how to finish it. It does it. I don't bind it. I face it when I finish it. So we'll be working on that one. And where did I put my border piece? So that's just a few ideas. Of course, where did I put it? Come on. I don't want to start another. Oh, jeez, if I just look. So we're going to work on this one some more today. If you're new here, oh, I missed some messages. Sorry. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Denise. This border, is this what the one you're talking about? This is the curved spiked border. Depends on which one, which quilt you want to put it around. Basically, what you do is measure the length and the width and around the outside edge, and then double that. And that will give you your running inch total, and all the packages tell you how many running inches it will make. So if you've got, say, a 60 by 60 quilt, you know, if it's 60 inches wide, 60 inches long on the outside edge, that would be 4 times 60 would be 240 inches. So you'd want at least 240 inches of border in length. So, and then that does, see, if you're adding that, that does not take into account the corners. So you'll have to get, if it's a 10-inch border, that's going to be an extra 40 inches. So you'd need like 280 inches. So, you know, if you measure your quilt, I will put, well, it's hard to put I can put a working chart on the website for you to print out to help you figure it out. And until I do that, if you have one, and before you order, if you have a quilt, send me a message, tell me the measurements of your quilt, and I'll tell, and which border you're looking at, and I'll tell you how much you need. But I will do a chart on the website that you'll be able to print out, and or I can put it on the chat group. I'll if I write a blog, if I ever write another blog, but if it's a 10-inch border, how much is that 10-inch shrink? Oh, it shouldn't shrink down. A lot of you probably find that the things kind of like maybe will shrink a little bit, but you can stretch it out if it's, as long as it starts at the right size and you stitch on it, as long as you're not distorting it, it will pull out to be the right length. With all these lines of stitching, it does sort of make it feel like it shortens up, but it will go out to the right length. But yeah, so if you're doing a 10-inch wide border, you're gonna, your first, let's just say, if your quilt, just for an example, if your quilt measures 60 inches by 60 inches, and you're gonna add a 10-inch wide border, you'll add your 10-inch strip to the top and your 10-inch strip to the bottom. So now that's gonna make your quilt 80 inches long. So your two sides, those two pieces are going to have to be 80 inches to go the full length after you've added the border across the top and across the bottom. Does that make sense? So 80 and 80, 160, and 120 is 280 inches. So unless you want to put a 10-inch block in the corners, it's up to you. But so yeah, that's how you want to measure it. But I'll help you if you need help. No problem. So let's see. I have this one. I got it cut down. If anybody here is new, these are our leave-in foundations, easy piecing leave-in foundations. You get to leave them in. No ripping out that paper. It will keep your block stable, but it won't add weight or bulk to your quilt. I know I have a lot more quilts with borders on them, but a lot of them are packed in the truck. We also have if you've seen the house quilt, houses in the neighborhood, it has a board fence, a 2-board fence. I think we have that packaged. I'm not sure if it's packaged separately. It has been set up to be packaged separately. Sometimes I do these things and I forget to add them to the website. See, and you can see this is a light going over a dark. So I scooted it just past the edge of the dark fabric underneath. You know, when you do your borders, when you add, like, I don't know how to say this. I used to get very upset when I would make a quilt. This was way back in the beginning. When I would make a quilt and put the borders on and get it bound and hang it, and it would kind of wave. It didn't hang just nice and straight or square, whatever. And that always bothered me. And there's a couple of reasons that can happen. If your quilting isn't even, all of it, like if you do heavy quilting in some areas and not such heavy quilting in other areas, that will make it wave. When you put your binding on, if you pull it too tight in some places, that will make it wave. But mostly, when you cut your outer border, you always want to measure down the center of your quilt. When you're going to cut the side borders, measure down the center of your quilt. Don't stretch it, just lay it out nice and flat. Make sure it's ironed well. And measure down the middle and use that measurement for both sides. Because if you measure down the side, one side may not be quite the same. It could be off 1/4 of an inch. It could be off 1/2 an inch. It could be the same. But if you measure down the middle, that's going to make when you sew your border fabric on, the strip on, you may have, you're going to have to ease one or the other, but you want both sides to measure the same length with the border. The border will even it up. And then, of course, you're going to measure across the middle for your, for the top and bottom borders. And you're going to do the same, measure across the middle and use that measurement. That's like an average. So everything, it will hang much better. But when I first started doing this on the foundation, and when I put a border around the outside edge, oh my gosh, all that wavy, you don't have to worry about it. It just, because they're the same length, you're using the same number of pieced blocks down both sides and across the top and bottom. But it gives it, it's almost like when you make a garment and you put like a button-up blouse and you put the interfacing down the front before you do your buttonholes or whatever, how it keeps it from getting all icky. It hangs better when you have the interfacing than when you don't. And that's exactly what this is like if you use a pieced border. It just keeps the shape so well, but it's not really adding any bulk or any weight to it. You may have a traditionally pieced quilt, but put the pieced borders on the foundation. Gorgeous. Just hang beautifully. If you're doing like my the houses in the neighborhood, I have a friend who made that way back in the beginning. And of course, the fence border is on the foundations, and she had a 2-story high wall that she hung it on, and it just hung perfect. That's what convinced me that pieced borders were the way to go. Hi, hi guys. Thanks for joining us. Looks like it's kind of a slow day, but that's okay. We're going to have fun anyway. I'm just yakking away. I'm sitting here looking at that stars aligned, that I have all the piecing done and one more row to sew on and 2 border strips and it will be done. And those border strips are 100% on foundation, and it's already hanging great. So pieced borders are they're really, and they're a lot of fun. I've got some ideas for some more we're doing the one around the geese, the big circle of geese. We're doing that border. That will be a new package. I better pay attention to what I'm doing here. So now, like here, I could just leave this the full length and it would trim off, and I trim for the next piece, but I'm going to just pull it back. And where's the top? Oh, way over there. I'm just going to trim this extra off. Get all my mess out of the way. I have the quilt you saw over there that this border goes on. I have 2 sides on, and this is the last part for the 3rd side. So as soon as I get this border done, we'll start writing the pattern. Actually, part of the pattern's already done. Okay, oh, here we are. Pick up these threads. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to quilt this. Kind of got an idea. Remember, when you're going light over dark, that's not really very dark, but I just don't want to take the chance that it might show through. This big border makes your quilt a lot bigger, a lot fat. Well, piecing's not that fast, but certainly nicer than adding a 10-inch piece of just plain fabric. Add a little interesting color. Well, come on. I have another little mini I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a mini Dutchman's puzzle. My pedal keeps moving on me. Oh yeah, what? Oh, she's working on the spiked border. That's right. Oh, that's kind of a. I didn't mean to do the same. I usually try not to do the same thing she's doing. She's doing the tequila sunrise, if I remember. I think she said she had the star done, but she was doing the border. Oops. Oh, we're good. Yeah, now on this one, I'm trying. This one, I think, because where the two join together, if you want, you can just, so you don't have a seam in the this right here. You could either do it with a seam down here, or you can. Let me grab an undone one here. You can take another one, another section, and match that up. Let's see, that's the right side. This is the wrong side. Have to do this way. Okay. And then you would just line up that solid line. And then you trim the piece underneath that's already sewn to the first section. You would just trim it a 1/4 inch and just keep going on. Just so you don't have, that just alleviates that seam between the two pieces of foundation. Or you can have a seam. It depends on how you're going to quilt it. It probably won't even show up, but you can do it either way. Let's see, that was 16, 17 is next. And once you have your pieces cut, I sat here this morning and put all the rest of the colors in order. So now this is one of those projects that I will probably finish up while I'm watching a movie or a baseball game. And this one, I will be kitting this as well. It will not be, it will be the same colors, but it will not be, these are Moda marbles. And several of these colors have been discontinued. And I was trying to decide if I was going to do it in grunge or I don't know if I want to do another one in shadow play or if I want to try someone else's line. I haven't decided yet. But I believe there's about 14 colors in this, blues and lavenders, and a touch of yellow. In trouble grabbing fabric this morning. I don't know what's wrong with me. And these long pieces, I like to put at least one pin in them. The background, you probably noticed I put two, just because I don't want them going wacky, which can happen. Oh, this border is going on. I didn't really show it because I don't have the pattern written yet. I'll show you again. Let me sew this on. I hate showing you guys stuff that I don't have the patterns available for, but maybe that it'll keep you interested or looking forward to. I hope looking forward to it coming out. I'm not sure it's going to be available before I take off for this quilt show. I would sure like it to be. Let me take this over and show you this. Oh, it's right on top. How lucky. This is, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. It's too big. It is, I believe that this is called, I don't know what, I haven't named it yet. It is huge. It is like a carpenter star with, this is where the yellow comes in here, but there's the star in the middle, and this, and then this is out there, and then we have the flowers appliqued on. You see, I did raw edge applique. I don't know if you can see the stitching in there. And then we have the square and a square border. And then this is the curved spiked border that I'm doing. So that's something to look forward to coming out very soon. Maybe if I don't know if I back up, I can see a little bit more of it. Yeah. So, and then it's got another border, actually a double border going on outside of the spiked border. Oops. So that's it so far. So that's where that the border I'm working on today, that's where that's going. And and it's the same blocks as in the Tequila Sunrise. It's just that it's just the inner star, and then these get placed a little different around the outside, but it's the same. If you've made the Tequila Sunrise, you know how to make the stars for it, or the points for it, whatever. So that's what it's going on. Yeah, it's pretty. The raw edge applique, actually, it went way faster than I thought it would. Um, and it's just, um, do you free motion stitch at all? I just did it on my, I'm trying to think which one I did it on. Probably the Pfaff. Um, oh, the Tequila Sunrise. Yeah. Um, it's a fun. Have you made any of the Lone Stars, Sandy? It's the same process if you did the small, like the migrating, um, what's it called? The migrating Lone Star. That's a small table topper. Lone Star and Diamonds. It's, I'm trying to remember. That's got 4 across at the middle of the diamond. That's how I remember what size they are. The Tequila Sunrise, there's only 3 across the diamond, but it takes 4 small diamonds to make one, what I call one of the 8 blades. So there's like 32 of the small that only have 3 diamonds across the center. But they're all made the same way, and it's very easy, and you don't get that big pile of fabric mounding in the middle, which is great. So, but yeah, I got to finish this border. I've got, I say, I have this here piece will get attached, and that will complete the 3rd side. So I will just have to make the 4th side, and then I have the 4 corner blocks to make, and then the double outside border is just plain fabric. So that will go fast. But I'm trying to get all these other little projects in, and I am making tremendous progress. I am so very proud of myself. Been cutting kits. This morning it was for the floating blocks quilt. The floating blocks quilt, and it's comes in 2 different colorways. So the same colors for the floating blocks, but the backgrounds are different. I have a light background and a black background. So I've been cutting for those today. Whoa. Well, threads. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I know our garden is so late this year. I was so late in getting it planted with us being in Virginia for all of February and March. I didn't get home and get things planted very early. But boy, our tomatoes have finally, and we're always behind here because of our weather. We can grow stuff year round, but we're a little cooler than, well, to tell you how cool we are, yesterday we had to go to San Jose, which is, we went 45 miles north of us. It was close to 100 in San Jose yesterday, and we got down about halfway between San Jose and home. It was 101, and when we got home, I mean, within 15 minutes, we were 80 here at home. We get the coastal breeze here, or coastal effect. The fog will come in and cool us down. So we just don't get, and then usually most of the summer, or a good part of the summer, when we get up in the morning, it will be clear, but the fog will come in for a couple of hours and then burn off. So we just don't get as hot as the valley or up north of us. So our fruits and vegetables take just a tad bit longer. But oh my goodness, my husband is in heaven right now with his tomatoes, his big, huge beefsteak. And this, I have to say, this is one of the best crops I've ever had. So, best crops of tomatoes. Now, my berries this year were virtually non-existent. And I do know why. And that won't be happening again. But everything else is going great. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, you guys are having some pretty good heat in Oregon. I remember, I never thought it got that hot. And one year we went to races up in Portland, and it was 105 every day. It was miserable. And I did have cousins who lived in Grants Pass, and I know every once in a while they really complained about having unusually hot weather. Stay indoors. Although, do you guys, I guess nowadays most places have air conditioning. I know when I was younger, you lived in an area that didn't have much hot weather, and people wouldn't put air conditioning in their houses, which was totally understandable. I'm terrible. We get that where we are. We get the coastal breeze. I mean, right now my flag's waving, and it's coming straight from the coast, so it's a cool breeze. And I get very angry with both my husband and our caretaker. They turn the air conditioning on at a drop of a hat. And I said, just, if you open the right windows, open one at the end of the house where the breeze is coming in, and open one at the other end, and that breeze will come right through and cool you right off. Because it always cools off in the evening or late afternoon. It always cools off. Last night, in fact, yesterday, Bob was out working outside and came in, and he said, it about froze me out. And here, it was so hot yesterday. But if you manage, like I'll manage the house. It's open at night to keep. We like it we like to sleep in pretty cool temperatures. So I have the house wide open at night, and I'll leave it open till that fog starts to lift, and then I kind of close it up a little bit. And our house is always comfortable, even on the really hot days. These guys like to go over and push a button, and then honestly, you guys, sometimes it'll be so hot in the middle of the day and it will get so cold at night, he'll want to turn the heater on, and that no, that doesn't fly at my house. No, I did not paint last weekend. I haven't painted. Everybody's waiting on me. And I don't love painting. I love sewing. So I find every excuse. I've been functioning okay in my, just okay. But I really do. I've been trying to clean up a lot of other stuff around here, organize it. And so I haven't really minded. But I do need to, get out there. I have to take Bob to have some lab work done today. So I'm probably going to cut this pretty short. This is pretty boring. Been a slow day here. Maybe when I come home, I just might get out there and get to it. Because it's not going to get done if I don't do it. And it would be nice to have the bedroom that has been hosting my office for the last couple of years. It would be nice to have it back to a bedroom, because when I showed you all these quilts with the borders, it would have been nice to kind of have a bed turning. That'd be kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead and finish this and show you how to add on the next piece of foundation. There. I am really anxious to get this done, because I really, earlier today, I was looking at it, really trying to think of a way to quilt this to accentuate the curve of the spikes. And I think I came up with an idea, and I want to see it. See now. I'll just go a little past that stitching. Come on. Oh dear. Did Laura tell you yesterday she's got a house full of company? I don't know how she does it all. You know, I've been very happy with those of you who have been following along, know the frustrations I've had with this machine and the tension. And I have to say that changing the bobbin made all the difference in the world. And I've sewn quite a bit on it. And it's maintained it. So both sides, top and bottom, I love my machine again. It's so frustrating. The company is her brother and sister-in-law and their 5 kids. So she's got a house